On the never-ending list of embarrassingly stupid and useless behavior by the Democratic Party establishment, we have another bullet to add. I don't think people really understand how stupid of a decision this was when it comes to political strategy, and the media is not doing a really good job of getting that specifically across, so let me tell you. As the Republicans were digging their political grave deeper and deeper, being the weakest that they had been for the entirety of the shutdown, 8 senators, 7 Democrats and 1 independent, decided, hey, let's go ahead and save them. On Sunday, these 8 senators decided to vote with the Republicans to reopen the U.S. government, which has been shut down for the last 5 weeks. By doing so, they gave up the literal only power, the one and only legislative muscle to flex that the Democratic Party has in government. And what did they get out of that? Nothing. Not a single thing. Let's just remember that the reason the Democrats shut down the government in the first place is because the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, runs out of funding at the end of this year. The Affordable Care Act basically makes health insurance attainable for about 24 million people in the United States who can't afford the insane health insurance premiums in the first place. So if they don't have workplace insurance, or if they're a small business owner, or they don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, it basically subsidizes a portion of the plan. So if your plan is normally $1,000 a month, it brings it down to like $300, for example. With the Republicans refusing to continue funding the Affordable Care Act, some of the poorest people in the country are seeing their premiums double and triple, paying thousands of dollars a month that they obviously can't afford, or they're just left without healthcare coverage at all. After holding the line on this very difficult shutdown for almost 6 weeks, these 8 losers decided to end it all because the Republicans allegedly promised them that they will hold a vote on funding for the Affordable Care Act in 30 days. Now, anyone who's been paying attention for even a millisecond knows that that's not a deal, that's an embarrassment. Yeah, you should totally trust the Republicans' pinky promising that, like, hey, if you just reopen government, like, we will circle back to this later, for sure. Yeah, the same Republicans who in July passed a budget bill to cut $880 billion from Medicare and Medicaid, healthcare to the poorest people in the country, in order to pay for a tax cut for the richest people in the country. Not only did these 8 ding-dongs do this for nothing, they also did it while the Democratic Party is doing better than the Republican Party in terms of public opinion. They not only won all the elections last week, showing that people want pushback against the Republicans and Trump, polls are also showing that the majority of Americans blame the Republicans more than they blame the Democrats for the shutdown. On top of that, the Democrats had Trump behaving like a literal cartoon villain the entire shutdown, unnecessarily laying off further federal workers, refusing to give food stamps, so SNAP benefits, to the poorest people in the country, okay? People who go hungry without food, and 40% of them are children. In a meeting last week with congressional Republicans, Trump allegedly said that the Republicans are suffering way worse than the Democrats in the shutdown and it needs to end. In the face of all of this political capital, these 8 decided to end it all. Why? Because they're not up for re-election in 2026 and they can't lose their jobs yet. I think the Democratic Party has been overdue for a reset for, like, honestly my entire lifetime at this point. So I think this is actually the big fat trigger that is going to start to really change things.